My name is Laura Paige Kyber, and I'm an assistant curator working in performance, and I'm here today to talk about Seven Names, the husband and wife collaborative duo, Marjani Forté-Saunders and Everett Saunders. Their project is called Prophet, the Order of the Lyricist. The performances run May 9th, 10th, and 11th. Marjani is a choreographer and dancer, and Everett is a composer and sound designer. The performance uses spoken language, storytelling, and hip-hop lyricism alongside the dancing body to ask how one person's story might resonate with others within a longer creative lineage. Marjani is a dancer and choreographer who, for some time in her career, performed with the company Urban Bushwomen and has been profoundly influenced by her time with that company and its founding artistic director, Jawole Willard Jozaler. Marjani approaches community engagement as an important component of creating with and for the communities that she's involved in. In Chicago, the couple really focused their engagement in the Bronzeville neighborhood as kind of a historic center of African-American cultural life in Chicago. What's cool about Prophet is the ways in which the personal and the macro sort of become interwoven to look back at history as a way of understanding how we've come to be in the present and imagine our future collectively. It sort of does this zooming in and out on Everett's personal story and is accompanied by these video projections that reference a much larger history that his story is a part of. Audiences will sit in the theater seats as they're intended, and the work is entirely contained on the stage. That said, there are these elaborate projections mapped all over the stage, on the floor and on the walls and on the ceiling. Two large set pieces that kind of move around the space and take various abstract shapes and sort of represent different things at different times in the work. Everett is the main focus of the performance. He is rapping and telling his story and using spoken word throughout the piece. And then he's accompanied by Marjani and another dancer to sort of create these interludes of movement in between these larger vignettes. Everett is originally from Philadelphia. Those familiar with that city will recognize many of the locational references he makes in the stories he tells. It's part autobiography, tracing Everett's own artistic evolution, and on the other hand, it traces the larger cultural evolution of Black creative experimentation as a strategy of survival and the dissemination of knowledge. At the MCA, we have something called the New Works Initiative, which allows nationally touring artists to come to town in advance of presenting their work to engage with local communities. For Seven Names, this meant returning several times over the course of the last year to develop relationships with individual artists and cultural organizations that have shaped the work. For example, Everett was able to do research in the Sun Ra archives housed at Experimental Sound Studio and will remix some of those found sounds into the score for the performance. Culminating these visits, the artists will host an event at Miyagi Records in Bronzeville in advance of opening the show on May 4th. Guests can come and listen to the music from the performance, and Everett is going to give a reading from a new book he's been working on. So it's an opportunity to break bread and socialize and celebrate their time here in Chicago.